Hello guys, this is Madhu from Adiyogi Ayurveda. Welcome to my podcast. I am a certified Ayurveda lifestyle consultant, Vedic counselor, quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, clinical master herbalist, Usui Reiki practitioner, animal Reiki practitioner, and a spiritual coach. As a holistic practitioner, I concentrate on mind, body, and spirit healing, using energy healing, herbal remedies, and Vedic sciences. Come check out my website at adiyogiayurveda.com. I put the link down below in the description. And let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Madhu from Adiyogi Ayurveda. I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you so much for joining me for another video. So today I wanted to label this podcast as My Heart Feels Like Flubber, because it does. Okay, I've been healing non-stop, and it just seems so ongoing and never ending. And I love I love watching this YouTube channel called Sacred Conversions, and that's she does twin flame readings every week, and she's very, very accurate on what's going on in the scene, and she's not like into that commercialized twin flame thing, but the actual news of the journey. So she was saying that the masculine is also healing the pain of separation from the divine feminine, and he's healing from it last week, since last Monday to yesterday. And I felt that too. And I think the divine feminines, as usual, had to heal that. So I've been feeling that. And today morning, I know I've been healing all night, and I woke up at 3, and usually I get woken up around 3 or a little bit before that time, and all I did was feel in my heart. I had to get out of that left brain mode basically and really go into the right brain mode, where I had to visualize things and start that imagination come to fruition, and then really feel from my heart. And it's hard. Most of our jobs consist of using the left brain, and our whole school system is about using the left brain very hardly. We have subjects, we don't have much time for subjects like art or music, and some of these subjects have been removed. When I was in Sri Lanka, we had periods for that, but majority of the subjects that we had to study were all about left brain. Going to jobs, it's all about left brain. It's all about using logic, using your head, analytics. So, and then you combine that with the heartbreaks, the number of heartbreaks you've had, and the betrayals, and all the other traumas and issues. You have a person who would not be using the heart chakra that much, and I've finally with my the relationships or the people I've dated, it didn't work out, that I finally closed my heart, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I think it was 2015 or 16, and then in 16 I had to wake up. So I'm like, ever since, even in 2017, I noticed how closed my heart was. And I knew I had a whole bunch of shit in there that I needed to release. It's not that I wasn't aware, but during the last few days, digging these out has been a challenge. I feel pain all over my body right now. I feel weak in my body. I told my guides, I was like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna go get myself a box of, what do you call those cookies, those butter cookies. Okay, I ate half of that because I'm just like, you know what that comes in the tin? I forgot what they're called, but they're really delicious. Okay, I was gonna buy a cake and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But I am going to buy these cookies and I'm gonna eat the whole thing. And I'm literally meditating and releasing the pain in my heart, and I'm eating a cookie and I'm like, that feels delicious. And then that joy helps me to release even more. Call it weird, but that's what I did. I don't care about the joy, but that the part, what was like the best part about that was, I think, just doing something that's enjoyable. I like eating and that was like comfort. That was comfort food. I'm telling you, it was so painful yesterday and today, because it's that pain of separation from your twin. It hurts because it's not just like a surface level someone leaves. Like in this lifetime, I hardly know that. I don't even know what kind of person or whatever, but that soul level pain is real for lifetimes and lifetimes. He abandoned me, and I'm sure all the divine feminines feel that same pain, because that's what we're supposed to heal these days, to go into the into oneness. So that separation, healing and releasing from that separation, is what's going to help us go into oneness and unity consciousness in a fully immersed manner. So here I am trying to get my heart to work, and it's like a freaking rusted machine. I had to oil that shit up. I've been doing that for like the last few days, and it's kind of sort of working smoothly, but there's a little bit more rust to take out. And because I have the ability to feel the blocks very intensely, I sense it. So it's like there's some left on the, let's say, the right, but more to the top, between the right and the top part, like that section. There's more. I guess it's from this lifetime, because as I mentioned to you guys before, left, whatever the tensions or whatever pain that you have on the left side of your body is linked to past life, but on the right side it's more linked to this life. So this is from this life. And yeah, I've had a lot of heartbreaks in this life. I told you I had to leave everything and everyone I know when I was young. When I came back, everything changed, and I had to get used to that. And I mean, when I came back, as in like a few years later, and then more betrayals, because it's like nothing is going to be as you leave it, especially like, you know, the family dynamics, the relationships. People grow, people change, circumstances change. So just so you know, the noises that you hear are me making my morning tea. I'm Sri Lankan, and we're influenced by the British, so we have to make our morning tea. So that also goes as a shock, because you expect everything to be the same in some situations when you come back, and they're not the same. So it kind of shocks you further, or put you at a disadvantage again, and then you think, oh, well, I guess, you know, what I expect doesn't happen, or I can't expect good things. So things like that shapes you into a non-believer and a non-knower. I was listening to this. I remember I told you guys that there's this video on Conscious Life Expo. Guess what? YouTube deleted their entire channel. The one day before they deleted. I watched that video and I'm so grateful, because that helped me learn about a fifth dimension and how to get to that point. And they deleted it. And there's a YouTube channel which monitors earthquakes called Dutchson's. They deleted thousands of his videos. Why? Because they called it controversial, because he's spreading the truth about earthquakes. He knows how to predict earthquakes, and he tells you exactly when something is going to happen. And with the situation that's going on right now, with the natural disasters increasing, we really need people like that. And obviously people in power, they want to control everything, control the media, control the information, but that's not happening any longer. They can't do that any longer. Light is interfering. Light has won, and we see that proof, because no matter how they try to swat us down, we still somehow find ways. Even my YouTube channel, I'm not gonna lie about that, even my YouTube channel, it used to get people, and all of a sudden the views are cut and they remove the views. I see it, like I see 8 views, and then all of a sudden it goes down to 5 views. That I stopped paying attention. I'm like, you know what, do whatever you have to do. I'll do whatever I have to do. Truth is the truth, and it's gonna come out sooner or later, one way or the other. And so, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing whatever I'm doing. But anyways, going back to my heartbreak, or whatever, non-existent heartbreak, because it didn't even break this lifetime, but it's like all the effects of last lifetimes. But yeah, I've been digging at my heart, and it hurts. It really hurts. I thought, yesterday I felt like I couldn't bear it, because the pain was way too much. But I kept digging and just surrendering so that it can release. And my higher self and my guides and the Actuarians, they came and they helped me to kind of break it down, or help me release it. They did something. I fell asleep. They wanted me to sleep. And I woke up and I felt like someone beat the shit out of me with big poles. A couple of hours later I woke up, felt better, but that raw feeling of pain was still there. It's like, when you heal, when you release, your body feels that tension in a way that you feel as tiredness, fatigue, and pain. It's like a soreness in some areas. So if you feel sore in your body, as if you ran so much that you just have to plop down and sit, that is because you healed. It takes a couple of days for the body to really adjust and recover from that healing. Why? Because when you have, let's say you have a wound and it gets infected, you have to dig out. Or I'll give you an example. Once I ran without shoes in Sri Lanka, and then I had this wound where the little pebbles have gone inside my skin, and just it's just gone into the wound and inside my skin, that it's so painful I couldn't touch it. But I had to go to the doctor. Doctor had to clean it out, and it was really, really painful. But after he cleaned it out, the extreme pain reduced, but there was that soreness. And it, you just put some medicine or band-aids in there, and it recovered in a couple of days, but it wasn't as painful as before when I had the pebbles in there. So something like that, And in the morning also, I was just trying to feel and feeling my fears. That my friend was helping me through this, so she said, you know what, just say you're vulnerable. Just say, I'm vulnerable, I'm very vulnerable, and I feel my fears. And I allowed myself to feel this. and the impressions, the first impression was that need to cry, because the inner child, like, I'm letting myself be extremely vulnerable now. I'm not going to guard and suppress every time I feel like I'm being guarded and suppressed. I just release it. I just let it go. So the first instinct was to want to cry, and I allowed myself to cry several times. That's like the story of my life these days. I went to the supermarket. I should have bought myself an extra box of tissues. But so I just let myself be vulnerable to the point where yesterday I was like, whoa, I actually can feel the pain now. Before, I used to hide it, that I would be numb to pain. I made myself numb to the pain, but now I can feel it, which is a good thing. So I guess that's another victory one. Yeah, the path to healing, it's not easy, but I feel pain, which means I can feel the emotions at their full range. That means healing is going to be easier, but my body is just so not used to it, because it's like refusing to feel this pain. It's refusing to kind of adjust. So I'm just gonna take rest today. I don't know how you guys are feeling this or going through this, or the divine feminines and masculines, but that the feeling of raw pain is good. It was very I think the most upsetting part was that I thought I would meet my twin when he was ready to get, he was like done with all his karmic relationships or whatever, and ready to get into union. And obviously nothing is what we expect, and it kind of, it was like another shock, obviously. So that feeling of abandonment came up. Feeling of abandonment came up to heal, and I had to face it and heal that part. And the other part was the abandonment from the people I know, friends and family, after they learn that I'm doing spiritual work. That's something I had to face, because to me that's a fear. And that's something I've realized, but yesterday it was very clear that the people around me, when I start doing this type of spiritual work, my divine mission, that they're going to abandon me, and I had to come to terms with it and just say, I'm going to stand in my truth no matter what. And I know my voice sounds really weary, because my body is very, very, like, I'm so very, like, for example, when people make steaks, they beat the shit out of that steak. That's how I feel. My heart feels like that. They take this hammer-like thing. Yeah, I'm from Sri Lanka. We don't beat the shit out of the meat before we make it. Okay, we just make curries. So, to me, it's baffling. But I know it's like a way of tenderizing. We put like a couple of things in there, like vinegar, tomatoes, tamarind, and there's another one, like a sour, like fruits type of thing, dried sour fruits to make the meat tender. But here in the US, they beat the things. So it's different. No matter how long you live in a country, some of the things you can't get used to. I go back to Sri Lanka, some of the things I can't comprehend, because I've lived in US for so long. So it's there's always that different things people do in different cultures, that even things in Sri Lanka, some of the things that they shock me. But that's how I feel. That's how my heart feels, like tenderized as fuck. they really beat the shit out of that to get all that. It's like you're washing a cloth and you're just like squeezing out the water being the negative aspects, or like the darkness that has been covering your light, something like that. And this is not just your dark shit, it's other people's and your divine masculines, okay? And I felt that it was very unfair in my case that he has a relationship and he has everything set up, blah blah blah, whereas I wasn't even allowed. I didn't have a boyfriend since 2012. Okay, they were not like, I am heavily cock blocked. Go figure. Okay, so yeah, I'm telling you. Okay, funny story. I was dating this guy, and this was before this twin flame thing. Let's say 2008. I was dating this guy, and I really liked him and everything. And obviously they're trying to cock block, and I had no idea this cock block came from my guys. It's like anything that has the potential to be successful, which is karmic in nature, gets cock blocked, because I'm supposed to learn the lesson and move on. I'm like, okay. But this guy got this dream, like someone is like trying to pin him down and be like, yeah. Early in the morning, he messages me or calls me and be like, I can't do this. I'm like, why? I haven't even gotten off the bed yet. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, early in the morning, he's like, okay, this is what I saw. This is the dream. I am afraid I cannot. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, we've been friends since, though. And he just got engaged. So I'm very happy for him. But yeah, that was really weird. So, anywho, that's that story. So yeah, like constant cock blocking and stuff. So I'm just like, okay, so I was not able to do any of the things like a normal person would be able to. Okay, I could not have children, I could not get married. I was so in love with, my high school sweetheart. Somehow that had to end. Every time I find someone, it's like I can't get married. It's like it breaks off. But if we get married, it's crazy. I never had the chance to really fully experience any of the things, but here he is having everything, it seems like. And to me, I'm just like, wait, what? Okay, so you cock blocked me left, right, and center so that I could be alone for the rest of my life, because I'm not looking for any other people, because I know fully well that when you're a twin flame, you know fully well that we just can't digest any other relationships, especially after knowing and experiencing and really discovering yourself. Certain things you find when you find these deeper aspects of yourself and really stand up for what you like and what you believe, you're less likely to compromise over stupid shit that you would have done years ago. We are more, I'm not trying to, differentiate the divine feminines from other women, but it's like, like the people, let's say even the other women who have learned a lot about themselves, who have become wiser, they're more assertive and they know their boundaries, so they're very unlikely to fall for or settle for any man. They're going to look for that right partner. So even if I'm going to be looking for a right partner, I really have to look deep to find maybe a soulmate type of person, because I'm not going to be like the freaking third wheel. yeah, if you're in a relationship, go right ahead. I'm not gonna be like, oh, please pick me. I'm like, fuck no. That's his right. That's his free will. And I've waited all this time. I guess now that he is in a relationship, that gives me the right and the free will to pursue someone else. Or, if, like, there are people who would like to date me, but I thought, I'm a twin flame, so maybe I should wait for the union. But now I'm like, okay, so if he's busy, then now it frees me up and gives me the right without any issues to go date other people. So I said, okay, so I'm just gonna explore. It's not like I'm not doing my divine mission. I am doing my work. So yeah, let's see where this leads. But my first priorities are definitely to clear up so I can be in my full power. From what I know, the chakras are supposed to be done healing, and we're supposed to be ascending like anytime soon. And mind you, there was an earthquake, 7.3 earthquake in Indonesia, and within the next 7 days, and this information is from Dutch Since, DUTCHSINCE, that channel. He's amazing. And during the next 7 days, you'll see that activity spread out, either to the north towards like the Japan area, or towards the west towards like South America. So just as we got from the source through that QHHD session, the natural disasters are going to increase. And I've been watching and following earthquakes with Dutch since last year, and they were like very minor 3.2s. Now it has come to bigger 7.3 earthquakes, and on a regular basis. Yeah, earthquakes happen on Earth all the time, but not to a massive scale where it's destructive. But the swarms and the amount of earthquakes have drastically increased since last year. And now it's going to keep increasing more and more, so you just have to keep an eye out. It's not everything is destructive. Very usually, like a destructive earthquake comes very rarely, but now we might see it more often because of the ascension and the changes that's happening, because those who are not meant to go to fifth dimension must go. Anything dark, anything that needs to be destroyed to rebuild needs to be done that way. And I want to emphasize to you, Earth is usually a very turbulent planet. It has a lot more of these things going on because it's a lot of changes, and it's a young planet. So compared to the rest in the universe, so it's okay. Worse things have happened in the past, and humanity has still survived. The deluge, the end of Lemuria, the end of Atlantis, all these things excuse me, all these things take place because we're looking for that next cycle, the next cycle to begin. One cycle must end, and that is the way of life, and that is the way it's supposed to be. If you're meant to survive, if you're meant to be, you will be fine. Just follow your guidance. But yeah, I wanted to share this video to let you guys know and share with you my journey, and if you are relating to this, you can kind of resonate and know that you're not alone. It's a journey we must face, because I feel like I'm doing this rapid healing so that I can rapidly finish up and be there on time. And I saw this dream that I'm like lagging behind on my tests. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and dig more. But I can only do as much as I can. And I hope this provides you with a sense of comfort. This is Madhu, and thank you so much for joining me for another podcast. It is a pleasure speaking with you guys. I will see you next time, or talk to you next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.